Too many small business owners are making a huge mistake with their blogs. Sure, you might be researching keywords and optimizing everything about your content before hitting publish, but that isn't where you should stop. Because it's a really big mistake to not repurpose that blog post into social media content. You did put in a decent amount of effort, so why wouldn't you stretch it to get as much as you can? Hi, my name is Tayler, and I'm a small business marketing consultant and one of the founders of Enji, which is software that helps you plan, do, and review your own marketing as a small business owner. And in this video, I'm going to show you the easiest way for you to make the most out of the blogs that you're spending so much time on by repurposing them into social media content. But let's start by answering the question, why is repurposing blog content a smart thing to do? Because even if you've done everything right by your blog, you've optimized it for SEO and you've written really good copy and you've answered a real question that your audience has, a build it and they will come approach only gets you so far. Because publishing a blog post is really just a starting point. And a big part of your job as a small business owner is to actually drive traffic to that content, because Google wants to see people clicking through and spending time on that post and engaging with it. And that doesn't happen unless you actually distribute it more than once. And this is where repurposing becomes so powerful. Because when you turn one blog post into social media content or even emails and video content, you're creating multiple entry points that all lead back to the same core piece of content. And let's be honest, writing a blog post takes time and brain power. You're researching, you're outlining, you're drafting, you're editing, you're hitting publish. And you don't do all of that work just to promote it once and move on. So repurposing helps you get real mileage out of the effort that you've already put in. And one idea can live many lives instead of being a one and done piece of content. So instead of constantly starting from scratch, repurposing helps you work smarter because you create one strong piece of content and then strategically break it down and reuse it in ways that, make sense for other platforms. Again, while still pointing back to the original blog post. And now you know why it's smart to repurpose your blog posts into social media content. You might be wondering, what exactly does this look like? And at the most basic level, repurposing looks like taking pieces of your blog and then turning them into social media content. Things like captions and short videos and graphics and carousels and reels. But in practice, it's about more than just like copying and pasting. Repurposing means taking one core idea from your blog post and reshaping it so it works for the platform that you're posting it on. Because what works well on Instagram is different than what works well on LinkedIn. And both are very different from email newsletters and YouTube. So instead of just taking the same message and putting it everywhere, when you're repurposing a blog post, you're adapting the content to match how people are actually going to consume it on the different platforms. But repurposing also means being intentional about where you're showing up with this repurposed blog content, because you don't need to be posting on every single social media platform just because it exists. The goal is still to focus on the channels that support your overall marketing strategy and your business goals, and use your blog content to show up consistently in those places without wasting time on other platforms that really don't move the needle for you. In short, really, repurposing helps you do more with less, because you take one strong blog post and you thoughtfully adapt it across the platforms that actually matter for your business. And now I want to show you exactly how easy and fast it is to repurpose blog content into social media posts using Enji's blog repurposing tool, because it makes it so easy for you to become instantaneously more strategic with your social media posts. So all you need to do is get a blog into Enji, and whether you have written this blog post yourself and you're copying and pasting it in here, or you've used Enji's AI copywriter in order to write it, doesn't matter. Just get the blog post into Enji. And then in order to repurpose it, you just click these three dots, click repurpose on social media, then tell Enji how many posts do you want per platform, which you can switch around, and then when's the first date that you want things scheduled. Then just hit create social media, and Enji is going to create those social media captions for you based on the blog content, which again makes this super, super fast for you to get done. And the great thing is that you can actually repurpose blogs regardless of how long or soon ago, if that's even how you would say that, the blog posts have gone live. And you can do it more than once. So let's say, it's March and in August, I realize, hey, this blog post actually gets a lot of really good traffic. So I'm going to come back to it and I'm going to repurpose it again. There's no limit to how many times you can do this with Enji or over what period of time. But let me also show you what it kind of looks like in practice to really get a lot of mileage out of one blog post using Enji's blog repurposing tool. And also, which maybe you scoped out here, there's a promote on social media tool as well. So my workflow around promoting a blog post is once it's gone live, I'm going to repurpose it into an email newsletter. And the goal here is just to let people know, hey, there's a new blog post out there. So I can tell Enji's AI copywriter this blog or this email newsletter is meant to share this new blog post. I can drop in the link to the new blog here if I've already got it published, and then Enji will just go and write an email newsletter for you that then you can get scheduled. But then in terms of continuing to distribute this blog content, I can use the promote on social media feature. And you can see here on the next Tuesday, I've gone and created an Instagram post, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Pinterest post, all with the intention of letting people know that there is a new blog that I want them to check out. But then for the rest of the month, I'm switching into repurposing mode. So I've repurposed the blog post into these 3 pins on this Friday, and then also Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn content on these 3 days of the month. And that is a really easy way for you to turn one blog post into lots of other pieces of content that are helping you be strategic about what you're saying and also driving traffic to that blog post that you spent so much time and effort on. In the end, if there's only one thing that you take away from this video, let it be this. Your blogs shouldn't be birthed and die on the same day because you're already doing the hard work, the researching, the writing, the creating thoughtful content for your audience. And repurposing it is just how you make that effort actually pay off by turning that one blog post into multiple pieces of social media content that help you drive traffic, build visibility, and get engagement into your business. And that's exactly where Enji can help you. Because inside Enji, as you saw, you can get your blog post that you've already written, or you can use it to create a new one, repurpose it into social media posts for the platforms that you are already marketing your business on. And so if you're ready to stop letting a great blog post go to waste, I really encourage you to start your free 14-day trial of Enji. And you can try out the blog repurposing tool for yourself and see how much easier it is to get multiple pieces of content to fill out the week, even the month, using one blog post as the base of your marketing. So there's a link in the video description for you to start your free trial, and I hope that this helps you make the most out of the content that you're already creating.